What's going on, guys? It's Bryce again. Welcome to the Expedition to Try podcast. I wanted to do some sort of a quick, monthly update. It's been 2 months now since I started my podcast, so I wanted to do sort of an update on how I've been feeling and what I've learned so far, and where I see my podcast and YouTube channel going from this point into the future. It'll probably change because it already has in the short amount of time that I've been doing it. So, roll intro. Like I said, it's been almost 2 months now since I started the podcast. I started it mid February, and it's about, I don't even know what day it is anymore because of quarantine and the whole coronavirus situation going on. If you're watching this in the future, hopefully the coronavirus has passed and everyone's healthy again and having a good time and realizing how fortunate they are to be alive, I guess. So, in the past month and a half, I've realized a lot about both myself and the podcast and YouTube channel and kind of where I want to go with it from this point. So it started off as kind of I just kind of wanted to give it a try. I had actually done YouTube videos with my friend Max from high school. We did a couple of videos when we were still in high school. So it's always been kind of an interest to me to be on YouTube and do my own podcast. So now that we kind of had this time with quarantine and after quitting my job, I had an extra amount of time to kind of do my own thing. So I wanted to give this a try. So it started out as me wanting to talk with other people and talk with them about their path in life, where they want to go with their life, and also what their passions and hobbies are. And I was interested to see why people weren't doing all that they could to pursue their passions. But I've realized now that it's actually interesting. I never even thought about it. I've learned that a lot of people don't have the same mindset, I guess, that I do. And I guess that makes sense. But my mindset for the past few years, more recently, has been I don't want to work anywhere for 40 years. I don't really feel the need to follow that path that everyone seems to set for us. I'm not a big fan of the forcing yourself to do super well in high school so that you can get into college, and then you basically have to figure out what you want to do with the rest of your life when you're 18, 19, or 20 years old. And then you study that for 4 years, probably go to grad school for another 2, or if you become a doctor, you have to go to school for like another 8 years. And then you graduate, you get a job, you start a family, and you just work for the next 40 or 50 or whatever length of time and hope that by the end of it you have enough money to retire with. And I've never been a super big fan of that. For one thing, I don't really like working for other people. I kind of like to be doing my own thing and being in charge of myself. I like to be in control of everything, which is part of the reason why I quit my sales job a couple months ago. I'm big on doing my own thing and pursuing passions, and my goal is to be happy with whatever I'm doing. I don't ever want to be spending time doing something I'm not enjoying 100%. But what this podcast has taught me so far is that maybe it's not the best idea to be doing your hobby full time. This is just now, because this could obviously change again in the future, like it has the past month and a half. Maybe it's not the best idea to pursue your hobby as your career. So say I wanted to pursue painting because I enjoy painting. So let's say I wanted to pursue that as my full-time career. I feel like if I were to do that, it would just become like any other job, and I would slowly start to not enjoy it as much as I did when I was doing it just when I wanted to. Because right now I paint when I have the inspiration to paint. I'm not forced to paint in order to pay rent every month. So if that became my source of income, I might start to not enjoy it as much. And I don't want that to happen. So who knows? Maybe I'll find that. Hopefully, I find that thing that I will be willing to do 100% of the time. And I'll be hyped to wake up every morning and work on that for 15 hours a day, whatever it is. I hope I find that. And I hope everyone finds that. And I've realized, actually, quicker than I thought, that as much as I enjoyed doing this podcast and recording videos and talking to my friends and other people, as much as I enjoyed doing that, as of right now, I don't see myself doing this as a full-time thing. I don't see myself recording podcast with an individual or myself and then spending all day editing and then marketing and then just focusing full time on this. I don't see myself doing that. This is definitely something I can see myself doing as a side gig. So what I see myself doing is finding some sort of job, something that I will enjoy doing, and then spending 2 or 3 hours a day on this, say. Whatever it might be, just doing something to keep it going. But definitely not doing it full time, I would say. So that's kind of a cool realization I've made right off the bat. In addition, I've never been great at conversations or anything. I was always a shy kid. So doing this has been teaching me how to be more of a conversationalist, I guess, and asking questions that get people talking. I do enjoy learning more about people and how they feel and think about the world. And I love hearing about what people are passionate about and what they're doing to pursue those passions. So it was definitely a good idea, I think, for me to start this. And it's definitely going to be a great learning experience for me, I think. So where I want to go with the podcast and YouTube channel. At this time, I was talking with my friend TJ and Brandon. So I was talking with them kind of about how I felt about the podcast and YouTube channel. And where I plan on going with it is the podcast is going to focus mainly on talking with my friends and then individuals like Brian Ford, who I spoke with. I would love to be able to speak with my friends and then possibly branch off into talking to authors or musicians or poets or photographers. I want to talk to people who are doing everything they can to pursue their passions and hobbies and make their life happier. That's what I want to focus on with the podcast itself. And then on the other side of it, my YouTube channel is going to focus more on me trying things and trying to figure myself out. I've always been the type of person who gets shit in their head. They're like, oh, that'd be pretty cool to try. I should do that. So I'm going to start doing that. On my expedition to try, I'm going to pursue those things that I want to try. So whether it be learning how to paint, playing piano, playing another instrument, learning to make music, reading something I've never read before, whatever it might be, skydiving, bungee jumping, I don't know learning a new language, whatever it might be. If I feel the urge to try something, I'm going to do everything I can to try that, and I'm going to do my best to document that journey. So that's going to be my YouTube, and then the podcast is going to be solely for talking with people who are pursuing their passions and hobbies and making their life happier. So I'm super excited for the coming months. I can't wait to see this podcast and YouTube channel grow, and I look forward to speaking with all of you. So if you have any suggestions of things I should try, books I should read, movies I should see, whatever it might be, I want to hear them. DM me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever it is, or write something in the comments section, and I'll gladly respond and have a rad conversation with you. And if you want to be on the podcast, hit me up. I'd love to talk to you. So I look forward for you joining me on this journey, and peace out.